Growing up in the countryside is a fine art which must be harnessed well and perfected if you are to stand a chance to survive outside of the countryside. No, that is what I think. Being a man from the countryside, Calibishie, and the neighboring communities too, Footfort Hill, Wesley, Margot. You see, there is something unique about being from the country that people who are not from the country will not be able to appreciate. They used to call us country bookie before because they didn't understand us. But it is good to be from the country, because when you are from the country, you have skills unlimited. You have a particular power about you because everything about the country livity is just fresh and natural. You had to have been a strong person to survive in the countryside. Built, wise, physically fit, and able to deal with all the challenges. I mean, do you know the skills that you require to walk down a muddy hill and avoid falling down and having your payload that you carry on your head perished? I mean, it takes skills. And I cannot think of any person who is not from the country successfully navigating down a muddied hill. Pala. I had to have done that on many occasions, carrying my bunch of fig or my little bag of provision to take home to cook, or my little patchy bois, or my little jerry can of water. Sometimes we had a little pail of water. My sister had one on her head and one in both hands. Two. I didn't have that skills for that. I had my little gallon-tin jerry can. People like Valley and those bigger girls had their little pail, the enamel pail of water carrying on their head. And you have to navigate safely with that water, because if you fall, you have to go back and fetch water again. The point I'm making is that there is something about being from the country that is beautiful. And here on Calibishie Chronicle, I will bring all that out to you in a way that probably maybe we didn't think was necessary to so do. And one of the stories I wanted to relate as we get to the midway stage of this particular episode is an experience I had in St. Kitts one time when Webster Murray, my countryman, my younger brother and I, we were representing Dominica at Carifesta 7, and we were getting onto a vehicle which was carrying us. People like Uriah Peters from Grenada was there with his team. So Webb just ran, touched the vehicle, jump up, and he landed like a cat, very soft. So Uriah said, but how you did that? I mean, you got onto the vehicle and the vehicle hardly shook. I mean, what is that? So Webb said, man, country skills, man, country skills. And I'm thinking about that many years after, over 20 years after, as I relate the story, and I'm saying, but you had to have had that skill to survive in the country, because most of the boys at the time, if not all of us, had to be vaping, bombing ride, and the drivers were not very kind to us, but the roads were not very good, so the roads were kind to us and unkind to the vehicles, because you had to have slowed down to take the potholes, and when you slow down, the little boys would just run, touch the van, jump in and lie down flat in the bed of the van. So even if the driver looks back, he wouldn't see us bombing a ride. And by the time, if they see us, they stop to get after us, we jump out and get down again, only to hop the van again when the van moves out again, because the roads were not as well kept. So there's no way they could lose us, because we had to run fast. And if we want to get a little ride to go to Ansdimi, that's how we could get our ride. And then we had to time a hill where the vehicle is going up a hill to unhop, or some of us would be skilled enough to get off with the vehicle going at about 30-40 miles an hour. But for that to happen, you had to have had a momentum. You had to have begin running. It's like you have to hit the ground running. But I'll tell you more about that on the next episode of Calibishie Chronicle.